Welcome. I'm Scott Showalter, president of your Oregon Symphony. I am thrilled to preview the 2021-22 season, your Oregon Symphony's 125th anniversary. As we reunite with audiences, we will bring you an extraordinary array of concerts designed to bring the power of music to more people in new ways. Carlos Kalmar, your Oregon Symphony's music director for the past 18 seasons, has garnered 4 Grammy nominations and international acclaim. After this historic tenure, he leaves big shoes to fill. But Carlos isn't leaving your Oregon Symphony. We will be honored to welcome him back to the stage this season and in seasons to come as our esteemed music director laureate. Fortunately, we have found and recently announced Carlos's worthy successor as our next music director, David Danzmayr. Shortly, David himself will share highlights from the upcoming classical series. Throughout the decades, the Oregon Symphony has enriched the cultural lives of our community and forged partnerships with loyal patrons, donors, and neighborhood institutions. We perform on stage with today's most in-demand artists, off stage in some of Oregon's most underserved community, and on air and online before a worldwide audience. We will enrich the concert-going experience further this year with the installation of a state-of-the-art acoustic system called Mahler Constellation, a collaborative effort by your Oregon Symphony, Metro, and the city of Portland. This technology is the biggest upgrade to the Arlene Schnitzer Concert Hall since it became the Symphony's permanent home 40 years ago. Mahler Constellation will provide superior sound quality to all concert goers in every seat in the hall. For the first time, you will experience the full warmth and quality of this world-class orchestra as it's meant to be heard. You will want to hear David's inaugural season, enhanced by new acoustics, and be part of the 125th anniversary celebration. And you undoubtedly want to know that it will be safe to do so. Our partners at Portland 5 Centers for the Arts are working hard to ensure the safety of all patrons, artists, and staff. Recently, the concert hall received certification from Global Biorisk Advisory Council for implementing the industry's highest standard for cleaning and disinfection of agents like the coronavirus. And of course, we will continue to follow the Oregon Health Authority's guidelines in the months to come. Just as we will ensure a safe experience for those attending concerts in Portland, so too we will take precautionary measures everywhere we perform. In Smith Auditorium in Salem, our home away from home, and in schools, retirement homes, correctional facilities, sports venues, wherever you might hear our musicians. In 2021-22, we continue our expanded 18 classical concert schedule with 3 packages of 6 concerts each, A, B, and C. Audiences can subscribe to all 18 for the full experience, or simply add individual concerts to a 6 or 12 concert package. For our Salem subscribers, we offer 6 of these programs in 2 packages of 3 concerts each, Salem A and B. As always, Salem subscribers are afforded the same discounts and opportunities for our programs in Portland as well. All 18 programs in Portland and in Salem, along with our mini Pops, Popcorn Kids, and special concerts, are listed in our subscription brochure. You can request additional brochure copies and review the full concert lineup at orsymphony.org. Let's hear now some season highlights from your Oregon Symphony's newly appointed music director, David Danzmayr.
Thank you, Scott. I'm really looking forward to beginning our new season in Portland and in Salem. And I'm so thrilled to be working again with the musicians of the Oregon Symphony. I really enjoyed our concerts very, very much and can't wait to make music together again. And I'm sure that the orchestra is as eager as I am to see our audiences again and to be on stage and play. In planning the concerts for 2021-22, we've put together a season that reflects a very strong belief of mine, that the composers musical expression is greatly shaped by their environment, their culture, and their heritage. While the emotional content of music is independent of this, and it is just magical how pieces written hundreds of years ago can nowadays invoke these incredible emotional reactions in us, the actual way melodies flow, the harmonies used, and the overall shape of a piece have a strong connection to the background of a composer and to his or her personality and heritage. This belief influenced the creation of the 21-22 season's Creative Alliance. The alliance consists of musical innovators, each bringing their unique perspective to the stage and to the Oregon community. Together, I'm confident that they will inspire and also maybe challenge audiences with music that is shaped by their individual experiences and explores issues facing us all. As I walk through the season with you, I will be highlighting some of the concerts featuring performances or compositions from these Alliance members. But first, I would like to introduce the extraordinary artists that make up this new coalition. We'll also have an opportunity to hear from a couple of our Creative Alliance members who want to share a message that they recorded earlier. I would like to start with Merkel, who will be principal guest conductor of the Oregon Symphony. I am an admirer of Jun's work, and he's most importantly a favorite conductor of the Oregon Symphony musicians. Jun is of Japanese and German descent, was trained in Germany and the US, and he enjoys a huge international career that has taken him to the Vienna State Opera and the Met, among many others. Jun offers particular sensitivity in French repertoire, and so we are thrilled that he will bring this particular sensitivity of French music also to the Oregon Symphony. Here is a video of Jun Merkel talking more about his role in the new season.
Hello everyone, my name is Jun Markel. I'm very honored to be part of the new alliance of artists you have created for next season. My job will be of the principal guest conductor, and in this position I will work a lot with artists, different artists, soloists and composers. I will also be conducting two new works of women composers, Anna Klein and Missy Mazzoli, and I think that's also something very important and very specific here in Portland, that you devote a lot of energy and time and efforts to look for new sounds, to present new faces, and get a new musical experience. So I'm looking forward to play for you, to play and work with the orchestra, and I hope to see you soon in one of our concerts. Thank you very much.
We have also three composers as part of our Creative Alliance: Nathalie Chauchin, Gabriela Lina Frank, and Gabriel Kehan. Nathalie Chauchin is Brooklyn-born, but a wonderful example of someone who brings their heritage to their composition, in this case, Haitian. I really admire artists who are composers and performers. Nathalie is a flutist, composer, and vocalist, and we will see her on stage with us as a singer performing her own music. Gabriela Lina Frank is another artist who celebrates her heritage in her music, Peruvian Chinese and Lithuanian Jewish. It is very important to her that her music communicates with an audience and audiences respond in kind. I worked with Gabby before, having conducted the world premiere of one of her compositions. She's a very interesting composer with a unique language in music and also just such a great person to work with. Since her enthusiasm is infectious, let's take a moment now to hear from herself about her role in the season.
Hi there, my name is Gabriela Lina Frank, and I am tremendously excited to be joining the new Creative Alliance with the Oregon Symphony. I'm a composer by trade, and I'll be joining some really wonderful and interesting artists that will be also part of the Creative Alliance. Really looking forward to the season of 21-22 with performances, but also engaging with the community at large in this beautiful city of Portland. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Our third composer in the Creative Alliance is Gabriel Kehan, who will be our creative chair and who is already well known to the Oregon audience, also due to the huge success of his composition Emergency Shelter in take form. Gabriel was also so taken with Portland that he has recently moved his family here and is now a real Oregonian. He embodies two musical heritages, that of the Austro-German tradition and his German-Jewish ancestry. Gabriel is a prime example of an artist breaking boundaries between categories. He's a singer-songwriter and a symphonic composer. At home in both classical and popular genres, and his performances can take place in a coffee house or a huge concert hall. We will hear more new works from him over the course of the next seasons, and I, for one, can't wait to see what he will come up with. Last but not least, we have our two artists in residence, Simon Landsma and Johannes Moser. Simon Landsma is a violinist of Dutch heritage who appears regularly as soloist with some of the biggest orchestras, like the New York Philharmonic, Chicago Symphony, or Cleveland Orchestra. She's a wonderful player who has already made a passionate connection to the players and the audience of the Oregon Symphony. While I haven't worked with her in the past, I can't wait to have her on stage with me in future seasons. Johannes Moser is simply one of the greatest cellists. Not only that, he is a fantastic person with a great sense of humor. I know that because we actually met 20 years ago at a party of a mutual friend of ours. Johannes is also really interested in expanding the admittedly somewhat limited repertoire for cello and orchestra, and we will play one of the new works that were commissioned for him this season. I just want to add that the Creative Alliance is not just for the 125th anniversary season, but is something that will continue and evolve over future seasons. Okay, now we come to one of my favorite parts of this announcement, the actual programs that we put together. Let me highlight a couple of them for you and tell you a little bit about the pieces. We will begin with the season premiere in Classical Series A. We start with Mahler's humongous, huge Symphony No. 2. Huge orchestra, big chorus, long emotional work, and it's called the Resurrection Symphony. And we want to have this piece symbolize the resurrection of the arts, resurrection for us playing again for you, the audience. And it's just like one of my favorite pieces to conduct because of the incredible emotional content. Before that, a piece by Gabriel Frank called Elegia Andina with big flute solo and big clarinet solo highlighting some of the fantastic musicians in the Oregon Symphony. And we will start that program with a piece by Kenji Bunch, who is a Portland composer, a fanfare to open the 125th anniversary season. Also on Classical Series A, we have Dvorak's New World Symphony that he actually wrote in America. He was living 3 years in America, and Dvorak was very clear about the direction that he wanted American classical music to take. He thought it's very important to listen to spirituals and to Native American music and to use this heritage that is there in classical music to be inspired as composers. For him, that was very natural because he's a Czech composer originally and he used a lot of Czech melodies in his compositions. And so his blueprint that he wanted for American music moving forward was to use American melodies. We have also a piece by Wynton Marsalis, huge star in the jazz world, a tuba concerto that our very own Chatik Clark will be playing. And I just want to say Wynton Marsalis is a fascinating music personality for me. He is actually the only musician who in the same year won a Grammy in the jazz and in the classical category. Before that, there is a piece by Tchaikovsky called the Nutcracker, but we will not play the Nutcracker. We will play the Duke Ellington version of the Nutcracker because Duke Ellington was very influential for Wynton Marsalis. And we will play it in the arrangement of our very own Jeff Tysick. Classical Series A features a great many other favorites, including Brahms' Third Symphony. Let's hear a quick preview of the horn solo in the third movement from Oregon Symphony's principal horn, Jeff Garza. Now I will share a couple of concert highlights from Classical Series B. We have William Dawson's Negro Folk Symphony that was a huge success at the premiere in the 1930s. It was premiered by the Philadelphia Orchestra with Stokowski and was also a huge critical success. Now, William Dawson does in this symphony exactly what Dvorak was hoping for American classical compositions a couple of decades earlier. Dawson uses his vast knowledge of spirituals to craft a symphony that is really connected to the country that he comes from. Also, about 20 years later, he rewrote parts of the symphony after he took a journey to Africa and had more experience with African folk music, and he wanted to include more of that in his own composition. We have also on that program Rodrigo's Concerto di Arunquez, most probably the most famous guitar concerto, and the soloist will be Angelo Desiderio. I want to say about Angelo that absolutely honestly, hands down, he is, for me, the best, most wonderful guitar player alive in the classical music world. Angelo brings a human warmth. You know, he's also, of course, very virtuosic on the guitar, but he brings this human quality to his playing, to every note that he plays. And I've worked often with him, and I just can't wait to bring him to Oregon. In May, we will also be welcoming back Music Director Laureate Carlos Kalmar to conduct the transcendent Mahler Symphony 9. Carlos would like to share himself a few words about this program.
Hi, friends of the Oregon Symphony. I am very, very excited to come back to this magnificent orchestra and to this city of Portland that I love so much and that has given me so much meaning during 18 years as the music director of the Oregon Symphony. I'm going to present to you the program that was designed to end my 18-year-long tenure, and it's going to be appropriately, I think, Mahler Symphony No. 9, which is a symphony that pretty much paints the picture of an entire life, the struggle, the happiness, the joy, the sadness, and of course, the, in a way, tragic but peaceful end. And it will be kind of another opportunity for me to say hello and to some extent a formal goodbye, if you want, to all of you, because as you know, we didn't have the opportunity to see each other. But I am very confident that we are going to be together in the Aline Schnitzer Concert Hall, and I look forward to it.
Classical Series C features another favorite of the classical music repertoire, Rimsky-Korsakov's Scheherazade, which will also be performed in Salem. Rimsky-Korsakov wanted the listener to hear his work as symphonic music that evokes a sense of a fairy tale adventure. Now, the music is a mix of cultures. It's clear Russian music. Rimsky-Korsakov was a Russian composer, but since he was so inspired by the tales of the Arabian Nights, he definitely tried to have some Middle Eastern influence in his composition. The concert also features Johannes Moser, artist in residence, performing the world premiere of Robin Holloway's cello concerto, which was written for him. Scheherazade is also famous for a very beautiful but also very tricky concertmaster solo, which will be performed by Oregon Symphony concertmaster Sarah Kwok. Let's hear a little excerpt of her playing it. Classical Series C will feature also a program with Respighi's magnificent work, Pines of Rome. Now, I have a personal fascination with ancient Roman history, and Respighi's piece is at least in part based on the last movement, which uses huge orchestral forces, evokes the idea of an ancient Roman legion returning to Rome. And there is also another piece by Respighi. It's the Ancient Airs and Dances Suite No. 3, where he doesn't go quite as far back in his influence, but uses Renaissance lute music to be used in his work. The program also features a Creative Alliance member, Nathalie Chanchin, and also Pekka Kuusisto, the violinist. And both of them, Nathalie and Pekka, have something in common with me, and that is that we love folk music and that we are influenced in the way we make music by folk music. So all three of us on stage together have this background, and I'm really looking forward to have both of them in the season. There is just not enough time to talk about everything, so I would just like to point out that we'll welcome world-famous visiting artists like Joshua Bell, Yefim Bronfman, and James Ennis. Some of the best guest conductors possible, like Mario Venzago and David Zinman. And we will be featuring works from more living composers, including Jennifer Higdon and Anna Klein. Thank you so much for listening to me talking about all of this music. I hope you can tell that I'm excited about the season, but honestly, talking can never ever come close to the real experience of live music. So I would love for all of you to come to our concert hall and let us play all the wonderful music that we have planned for you. I can't wait to see you at our concerts this fall in Portland and in Salem and around our greater community.
Thank you, David. I cannot wait to hear you on stage with the incredible musicians of your Oregon Symphony performing these concerts and many more. Beyond the classical stage, your Oregon Symphony offers a wide array of popular programming each year. Our associate conductor, Norman Nguyen, who conducts many of them, will now walk us through more programs in the new season.
Thanks, Scott. I'm so excited to be here with all of you to share highlights from our Pops, Popcorn, and Kids series. Let's start with the Pops programs. Principal Pops conductor Jeff Tyzik returns to spearhead the Pop series with everything from Disney in Concert, which I'll be conducting, to tango classics with the Mambo Kings. Today, I'd like to highlight 2 concerts from the series we're particularly excited to perform. We'll launch the series with musical legends of the Harlem Renaissance with favorite music from the era. You'll want to experience all these classic jazz hits from musicians like Duke Ellington, Billie Holiday, and Louis Armstrong. We're also pleased to be bringing back an audience favorite program of John Williams' scores. Can you believe that 2022 marks John Williams' 90th birthday? So we'll be celebrating with some of his most memorable music with scores from the blockbuster films Star Wars, E.T., Jaws, and many more. Our popular popcorn series continues in the new season. These are feature films projected on a big screen with the orchestra performing the soundtrack live. It's a completely new way to experience your favorite movies. And this season, we're featuring, just in time for Halloween, Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, plus Pixar's Academy Award-winning film, Coco, and the classic romantic comedy Rob Reiner's The Princess Bride. And if you're a Harry Potter fan, you're in luck because we are bringing back the franchise with the 5th installment, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Families, you can share the excitement of live classical music at the Oregon Symphony's Kids Series concert. These series includes 3 entertaining and educational concerts created for the entire family. In the new season, I'll be conducting the orchestra in concerts that feature a variety of music, from Mozart's The Magic Flute and Tchaikovsky's The Sleeping Beauty to music from The Wizard of Oz and The Little Mermaid. These are price-friendly, 1-hour concerts that are a wonderful way to introduce kids and your family to the Oregon Symphony. We also have a slate of amazing special concerts available for subscribers to add on to their subscriptions. This season, we're featuring Portland's very own Pink Martini for a special Valentine's Day concert. Pink Martini is one of our most popular concerts. They always sell out, and they're so fun and definitely one of my favorite concerts to conduct. Our extraordinary artists in concert through the season include violin virtuoso Itzhak Perlman and Charles Floyd conducting Gospel Christmas. We'll also be featuring and performing the world premiere of an African-American Requiem, Portland composer Damian Jeter's bold musical response to violence against African Americans in the United States. These and many more concerts will be part of the 2021-22 season, so make sure to check out the full listing in your brochures and online. And I can't wait to see you this fall.
Thank you, Norman. As ever, your Oregon Symphony offers a wide array of concerts for all ages and musical tastes. 21-22 is a season of celebration and the beginning of an auspicious new era for your Oregon Symphony. In addition to the concerts we've described, we have many more to offer. Subscribe today and encourage your friends and families to join in the fun. Every year, we offer audiences myriad ways to experience the joy of music. In closing, I want to share thoughts from the musicians of your Oregon Symphony. We asked them, what specifically excites you the most about returning to live performances? And here is how they responded.
A lot of people would probably think the first thing is music, but I really miss my colleagues, and the moment that I'm looking forward to is being able to hug a few of them.
The concertmaster comes out and the audience applauds, and we know we're all there together, musicians and audience, and it's happening. It's finally happening.
It's really about the 4,000 little bits of noise that just kind of assemble themselves as a soundtrack of energy.
When we all get back on stage, play that first minute together, have the unity, the sound together, the togetherness.
I'd have to say the tuning note. When the oboe sounds the A for the orchestra to tune, and everybody just gets their instruments up to tune together, I think that's going to be, in my mind, that's going to be a really special moment for me. And it's funny because it's such a mundane thing that we do every rehearsal and every concert. But after not doing it for so long, I feel like that'll just be really cool to hear, and just to hear everyone's instruments, kind of come alive again. I'm really looking forward to that.
It's definitely about connecting with the audience. Because, I'm doing live streams and all that stuff, but there is nothing like the energy of an audience. Especially in the Schnitzer, where it's a lot of people, and I'm getting chills right now thinking about it.
Just having fun finally again, coming out and being in front of people again, and having the orchestra play together again and being able to play for our audience again.
I'm most excited about returning to a hall full of people so that when I'm playing, I can look out and see 2,000 or more people sitting there enjoying what we're playing, whether it's new to them or an old favorite. I want to see smiles, I want to see tears, I want to see clapping. I want to feel that feeling of thousands of people enjoying something together as a community